All right, this unit is about trigonometric identities, but before we talk about that, let's just remember, like, what is an identity? You've seen a lot of identities. They're equations that are always true that relate to different expressions. So if you see 2 to the power of a plus b, you know that that's the same thing as 2 to the a times 2 to the b. And the reason why is because of this identity, which is true for all real values a, b, and c. You've also seen, so that was an exponential identity. You've also seen logarithmic identities like this one. This is the change of base formula, where if you've got a particular base, like log base 11 of x, you can rewrite it in terms of another base. This is the same thing as, let's say, log base 2 of x over log base 2 of 11. And the reason why that's true, again, is this identity, which is true for all positive values of b and c, and also for all positive values of a. Hopefully, I've also reminded you why identities are important. They let you simplify algebraic expressions, but it's not just about making things look nice, because sometimes simplification sounds like it's about making, like cleaning up your messy algebra. It's actually a lot more important. Some problems you literally could not solve unless you could simplify them in certain ways. So it's about restructuring. It's about being able to restructure your algebra so that you can apply certain solution techniques. This is page 483 of our much neglected textbook. This is a list of all of what are called the basic here it says it, the basic trigonometric identities. So some of these you already know, like you already know the definition of tangent and cotangent, and you know the definitions of cosecant and secant and cotangent, although maybe you need to refresh your memory. Some of these might be new, like you may not know the Pythagorean identities. Even odd identities, I think we discussed briefly, but some of them may be unfamiliar, like the cotangent one. How should we know that that's true? And then there's a couple in addition to these that I want to talk about. So your work for today is going to involve making sure you know all of these and being able to use them, and then you're going to use them not only to restructure equations, but to prove more complicated identities. If you're thinking, do I really have to memorize all of these? The answer is no. Well, yes, actually. But these aren't just a bunch of arbitrary facts. Like, really, to know all 3 of these, you only have to remember one thing that you already know, actually. So it's not really a lot of memorization. To be able to remember all these things, you really just have to know what the graph of sine and cosine look like, or you have to remember what the unit circle look like. But then all of these identities follow very directly from pictures that you could have in your head. So yes, you do have to know these, but do you actually have to memorize them? I don't think so. I think you already actually know the facts that these are expressing, and you just have to realize what the connections are. So come back in the next video and we'll do some of that.